Hello, my name is Rosanamod and welcome to the rosanamod podcast. Want to modify your life? That is corny, but I'm going to keep it in there. This variety show brainstorms solutions for everyday challenges, unlocks your secret potential, think outside the box with creative ideas that improve your business and your life. Get inspired with special guests, get motivated with how-to projects for the whole family, and learn that life is too short for anything less than being happy. Laugh with me or at me, it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to laugh. Hey everybody, this is Rosanamod and welcome to the rosanamod podcast. Yes, I got rid of the obnoxious intro. Updates on my website, it is complete. I've got a lot of things on there, but I still don't have all of my things on there. But I have learned to work in a more methodical way. I have learned to be more patient and take things apart slowly, efficient level. So that's what I'm doing. So I've definitely learned throughout the year that I'm moving a lot slower, but I'm actually focused more. So today I want to touch on something in Squarespace that was confusing the hell out of me, and this is variance. Now what that means is variance comes from the word varied, variety, and all that means is you have one product but in different colors or sizes. So what I'm going to do today is show you, and you're going to hear clicky sounds in the background, and that's me moving around so that I can show you how to do it. Let's say you have a product, like for me right now I have these earrings, and they're revamp earrings, so they're not something that I made by hand completely, but I revamped them into earrings that they weren't earrings to begin with, okay? I'm selling them at $25 a pair, whatever. I have them in 5 different colors. So they're exactly the same, except the color is different. So what I do is I go into the categories on the left pane of my website commerce page, and I'll click on, earrings. I'll add the earrings. And then in the page where, that pops up for the edit physical to product, when you're adding a physical product and you add the item already, what I do is I added the picture of these earrings, the front, the back, and like the side, so that you could see the thickness of it. You could see the color of the front, which is bright red on this first one, silver on the back, and then I fill out the description and I add all that stuff. When I get to the part of pricing and variance, this is where I messed up and I didn't know what I was doing wrong. You put in the image picture, it only allows you one image here, not like the first item page where you could put as many, I think it's up to 20 images or something on the one picture, one product, I'm sorry. So you go into the image in the pricing and variant page. The left part is an image, little square. You're going to put only one image. Make sure that that's the same image that you put in the item, which is the first main image. You're going to get a SKU number, which is an SQ and then a number. That's the inventory number. Next to that, you're going to put your pricing. How many in stock? 1, if you have one in red, for example. Then the weight or the dimensions, and then the color. This is where I messed up. After the dimensions, you don't have anything to add except a little plus sign. If you click on that plus sign, you're given an option name. And I was putting in the colors. You're not supposed to put in the colors. You put the word color in there. So you click on that plus, put in the word color or sizes if you have different sizes. For this is going to be color, okay? So the first one, I put the picture of the red earrings, I clicked on plus sign, and then I wrote the word color. Then if you hover underneath the color, and this is something a Squarespace should fix, because you can't see that you could actually have a place to write on here. You have to hover over it. And I wasn't hovering, so I wasn't seeing where I'm supposed to write it. So if you hover under the color, you'll see it highlights a little bit, but barely. You could hardly see it. And in there, you're going to click and you're going to write the name of the color. So this is red. Okay? And then that's all it is. Underneath the earrings, there's a plus sign, and you just add an image. And as soon as you add the image, you're going to get a SKU number automatically given to that image. So it's automatic. So I have blue, green, yellow, and silver. And then I save it. And what that does is on the page, you'll see select color. Then you click the little down arrow, and then you have all these little down arrows to pick from. Perfect. It's so nice. So that's all I wanted to show you today. I have a couple of little things that I wanted to talk about, though. Let's jump into that. Stripe and PayPal. Stripe was easy to connect to the commerce website. The only problem that I encountered was that I had an Express account with Stripe. And when you have an Express account with Stripe, you can't add it to your commerce on Squarespace. That's apparently what I found out. I had an Express account through Podcorn because of my podcast. And I didn't even know I had it until Stripe told me, oh, you have an Express account. So I had two options, either delete the account on Podcorn or enter a new email address for Stripe account and join that with the Express account in Podcorn. It made no sense. I just said, you know what, just let me get rid of Podcorn altogether because I wasn't getting any benefits from that. They have a lot of sponsors, but their sponsors are just, there's so many sponsors there. Got rid of the Podcorn and got rid of that Express account and then just opened a brand new, account with Stripe, and that connected immediately. Then I had to connect PayPal. I don't know if they were not understanding me or if I wasn't explaining it correctly for them to understand. I'm not really sure, but they kept sending me to these instructions on how to add an API, which is HTML code for developers. I'm not a developer, so I had no idea what they were sending me. Oh, you have to go to API. I'm like, no, I don't need an API. I just want to add PayPal. And it says on the Squarespace, when you go into commerce and payments, you'll have the option of PayPal to just click connect. So I click connect, and then it sends you to this page. It says, do you want, Squarespace to basically connect with PayPal? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then nothing happened. The button still said connect. So that's where I was stuck. And then it said, click to set up PayPal. I'm like, okay. So I click to set up PayPal. It sends me over to my PayPal account, which is a business account, by the way. If you don't have a business account and you want to put it PayPal button on your website, you will not be able to. You have to have a business account. It's not hard. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. Just go and get a business account on PayPal. They're going to ask you questions about your business and whatever. But anyway, so here I am trying to connect, all these step-by-steps. It's so confusing. I didn't understand it. Finally, I got somebody that was like, well, you already connected. All you have to do is put a button on there. I'm like, what? So I contacted Squarespace. Here we go again. And then Squarespace is telling me, you're not connected. You have to connect. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Back to PayPal. Squarespace says I'm not connected. And I'm not, because if you look at the commerce on payments, it says PayPal connect, not connected. So obviously I am not connected. So PayPal's telling me all I need to do is connect a button. So they sent me this HTML code that I'm supposed to copy and paste into my website. And that's supposed to add the button. So does the button make me have the connectivity? That's what I'm not understanding. I thought I was supposed to connect something to something, not just add a button, because the HTML code just adds a button. But where does that button actually go to? So right now, what I'm doing is trying to connect that HTML code to some place on the page on the website so that it'll direct people to PayPal, which I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. But I don't know where to put it. So am I supposed to add a block? Am I supposed to add an extra section to the end of my page? I'm not sure where to actually place this HTML code in my website. So that's where I am right now. I'm trying to figure that out. I sent an email to Squarespace right away. So that's why I still don't have my PayPal set up on my website. I have my Stripe. When you're on your website, there's on the upper right corner, you'll see a little rectangle. That's the little cell phone. If you click on that, it shows you what people see on their phones. And honestly, I did not do that when I was building my website. But it's a learning process. You know what I mean? As far as, progressing into this website, like how big do I want it, or how many things do I want, or can I handle all this? Like sometimes it gets a little overwhelming to think about that. And I do have a lot of products still that I haven't listed. And I wonder, how I'm going to do that alone. You know, I can, I guess, hire other people to help me, but for right now, I have to, you know, I'm just by myself and I'm doing it alone. So I think that I can handle it so far. What I want to do is eventually add some digital products on there, because that way it'll be easier. Now I have an iPad Pro that I bought and I'm learning that. That's something new. It has Procreate on there, which is, to me, the equivalent of Photoshop. And I know that a lot of people that know Photoshop are laughing at me right now thinking, you got to be kidding, Procreate's so easy. But for me, Procreate is not easy. There are a lot of layers involved. That's a whole nother topic. What is a layer? You know, I'm learning all that stuff right now, but I want to start doing digital because it's just easier to be able to sell those things instead of having to, you know, package everything and box it up. But for now, anyway, I enjoy that process. For those of you who are not sure about your brand, or just not sure how to do this, or you think maybe you're all over the place, you know what? It took me forever to figure out that it's not important to have just one subject. A lot of entrepreneurs out there will tell you you should focus on just one thing. If you have a lot of things like me, for example, I thought, oh, I'm scatterbrained. I'm like, and it's really not that way. I've been looking at it all wrong. The truth is, I'm not scatterbrained. The truth is, it's a variety of stuff. But if you start writing it down on a list like I did, and you start putting down what everything has in common, you get to the very bottom, like an upside down triangle. And the very bottom is selling. That's really all it comes down to. So it is focusing on one thing. You're focusing on selling. And if you want to focus on your audience, like what kind of an audience do you want? I never pick out the audience that I want before I make my stuff. I make my stuff that I like. I do what I like. I draw what I like. I paint what I like. I make what I like. And then I put it out there. Who the audience is depends on who is attracted to those things. I don't know who the audience is. The audience might be women. The audience might be men. Most of the things are female. Now, looking at the Google Analytics and the organics and things from Facebook and all those things that come in that show you who's your target audience or who, you know, by age it is. For me right now, it's between 30 and 40. And those are for some reason, those are the ages that are attracted to my website. So between 30 and 40-year-old females are the ones that are attracted. That's the audience that I'm looking at. That's not the audience I set out to find. I wasn't set out to find any audience. I just put it out there. Those are the ones that are coming in. So that's fine with me. I mean, who cares? 30 to 40, 30 to 60, 30 to 90. If I'm sure that if I start selling, you know, blankets, I might get a totally different audience. I'm sure that if I start selling men watches, I'm going to get a different audience. So who cares who your audience is? As long as you're selling something, right? So it doesn't matter. Put it out there anyway. And see what works for you, and then just keep it going and let me know. Okay, visit rosanamod.com, visit rosanna@rosanamod.com, send me an email, drop me a line. Like I said, I'm also on Facebook, Rosanamod Shop. I'm also on HubPages, Rosanna Moduño, full name, and you can find me there. You can also look at Linktree, which is, I put that on my website as one of the links, and you can look at all the things that are linked to my name, and there are plenty of stuff to sell. I'm on Zazzle, I'm on Fine Art America, I'm on Spreadshirt, I'm on Redbubble, and I'm also on Cafe Press. So with all of that, let's go goodbye. I am not going to do a blooper today because I got up and I just don't feel like being funny. You know, sometimes you feel like being funny and sometimes you don't feel like being funny. Sometimes it's all about business, and that's cool. You know, you don't have to push yourself to be funny if you don't feel like being funny. I mean, I'm not funny all the time. Sometimes I am so serious it's very scary. That's just the way it is. You know, that's how it is. I'm not a comedian. You know, I can be, but I am not choosing to be. So if it comes out that way to some people, whatever, you know. This is more of an educational thing for me. I really want you to be informed, and I want you to learn something. I want you to get inspired. That's the whole purpose of my website. Just get inspired. Look at the stuff that I make. Look at the stuff that I do. look at it and say, maybe it ignites some kind of an idea in your head. And you're like, oh, that's really cool. I could do that. That's really what I want. I want that. Don't copy my stuff, but you can get inspired. That's fine. Okay, then enjoy your rest of the day, and I will talk to you guys soon, and ciao.